Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's the last day of the month. It's Wednesday. It's May 31st. It's a beautiful day, man. It's like 85 degrees. I have no idea why I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, but I had to do some fasting cardio this morning. It's part of the workout routine now that Jason's got me on in preparation for this contest coming up, this bodybuilding contest. So starting to lean out a little bit, trying to trim the body fat, see what we got to work on some posing stuff, and just hitting the gym hard every day, twice a day. But I wanted to take a break in the action and just share something with you. A lot of times I see people on Facebook and they're struggling. We've talked about that, and we're going to carry this momentum throughout the rest of the year, and how to overcome objections, how to overcome problems and situations that come up in life that bring you down to your knees. And if you've never had one of those situations before, then good for you, man. I'm happy. But the reality is it's probably next to impossible to go through life without having problems, right? And then the big ones that hit usually come towards the end of life, when you get into your adulthood age, when you have more responsibilities. And things don't go as well as planned, and you're probably asking yourself, man, what else could go wrong today? Another problem? God, if I have one more thing go wrong today, I'm going to lose my what. Well, the reality is that we're going to be hit with them every day, so you got a choice. And I had to learn this the hard way, so I'm just wanted to share it with you. I'm not here to preach, but I just wanted to share with you. And the times that I've been brought down to my knees, and I can promise you, I have lost a lot in life. I've gained a lot in life. Most of the things I've gained were building my character. Most of the things I lost were having to do with my comfort level. And I said the other day that God doesn't really care too much about your comfort level. He cares about your character, because that's what you're going to take to heaven with you, right, in the afterlife, if that's how you roll and what you believe in. So you can't take the things that we accumulate in this life in the way of assets. You came into this world naked, and you're going to leave naked, right? You're not going to take anything with you. When was the last time you saw a hearse towing a U-Haul, right? So what we want to do is use the opportunities that present themselves in the way of hurdles in life, pitfalls, speed bumps, problems, obstacles, whatever they are, to build your character. And I tell you what, man, I know that all of you have had losses in life. I've lost friends like you have. I've lost money like you have. I've lost assets like you have. I've lost jobs like you have. We've all come across those things in varying degrees. But what's going to define you is how you react to those situations, right? I got to tell you, I've been in really, really bad spots, and there's not enough time on this little shout out to go into detail. But I tell you, I promise you, they have been in places where I've been in dark, dark places. And, and sometimes our head goes there, it's just, kind of human nature. You kind of like falling into that self-pity party, curling up in bed, not wanting to get up. Or how many times you've taken a shower and you just curled up in the shower and let that water drain on you, and you're just like, where am I? What's going on? Somebody's hurt you, or you hurt yourself, or both. And unfortunately, I've been on the receiving end of that, and I've been on the giving end of that. It's nothing I'm very proud of, I'll tell you that right now. But what I have done is I've learned that what it has built for me is my character. Look, for those of you who know me as an athlete or a business person or a friend or relative, you'll know one thing about me. I've made bad decisions in my life. I'm not proud of it, but the reality is that I am not a quitter, and I'm not a loser. And I am somebody that if you knock me down, I may be down longer than I'd like to be down, but I'm going to get my tail back up, and I'm going to come back up two-fisted, ready to fight, drop my shoulder and get those next 2 yards and move forward. Look, I used to tell my kids when they were kids, especially Chase, as a young athlete. I remember one day in T-ball, Chase was a really good baseball player, and T-ball, there was a string of games to start the season where he got a hit every single time he came up the bat. Every single time. He must have come up 20 times in a row to start the season, and he got a hit every time. And in his mind, he was thinking that's how the game went. And I'll never forget the first time he was batting left-handed. He's kind of a switch hitter. He pulls the ball off the tee, and he hits a line drive to the first baseman. On a one hop, the first baseman picks it up, touches first base. Chase didn't even get a chance to drop his bat and run out of the batter's box, and he was out. And he came back, and he was sitting in the dugout crying. He just was, you look at him, you thought he just lost his favorite toy or something, and his heart was ripped out. He couldn't get over that. It was really hard, and it broke my heart. But what I noticed is that by the time we got home, he was over it. Chase has this unique gift of not letting things bother him for long periods of time. And if it did, he just wouldn't let it show. And it's one of the reasons why he did well in sports and academics, along with other kids. Kaylee and Kendall were the same way. But I used to take those opportunities to tell the kids that, look, it's easy to win, and it's easy to be happy when things are going well and problems are not persistent. It's easy to be happy on payday when you've got money to pay your bills and a little extra to go out to dinner and treat the kids to some ice cream and stuff like that. but it's how your character is really defined when the opposite happens, when you don't have the money to pay the bills, when you're struggling in life and you're knocked down and you don't feel like there's anybody there for you, and you feel like all hope is lost, that you reach out and you dig deep down inside, like my coach Tim Thompson said. You reach in and find that intestinal fortitude to get your butt out of bed and take one step, just one small victory, and start stacking those little victories on top of one another. And over time, you'll gain the momentum you need to pull out of the pit that you're in. Now, I know that's easier said than done. I don't mean to diminish anything that anybody's going through, but another mentor of mine, Bedros Keuilian, who's the CEO and founder of Fit Body Bootcamp, he used to say, and still does often, he goes, look, problems are not a bad thing to have. You know who doesn't have problems? Dead people don't have problems. So pick your choice, right? Problems are meant to be solved. And if you can solve problems, big, small, and large, then you have an opportunity to be a blessing to others and to yourself and your family. I used to get so hung up with obstacles and problems. And, you've heard the saying, oh my gosh, if one more thing goes wrong today, I'm going to lose my you-know-what. Well, you know what? Why don't you turn it around and use the words, hey man, this is an opportunity for me to learn something, build the character, show people who I'm really made out of, what I'm really made out of. Because winning doesn't define your character, losing does. Winning doesn't define your character, losing does. How you react in times of adversity will define who you are and how people look at you, and how your kids will think of you, and how your kids will want to grow up to be. And I learned the hard way. And I don't want you to do that, so I wanted to share it with you and get that off my chest. Wish you all a great Wednesday afternoon. Be brave, be strong, and go get what's yours.